If you're feeling nervous about presenting at a conference that you've got coming up, don't worry, there are some steps that you can take to make you feel less nervous. The first step, which I think is probably the most obvious, but a lot of people actually don't do this, is learn presentation skills. Presentation skills is like any other skill. If you don't know how to do it, you're going to feel uncomfortable and nervous about it. But once you learn, it's actually much more straightforward than you think. There are certain components and elements that make a great speech. There are certain techniques like hand gestures, vocal variety, and certain types of language that you can use to make a great speaker. So once you learn how, it's not that scary. And a lot of nerves arise because people are just not sure how to engage an audience. They really have no idea because they haven't learned. So in my opinion, there are two types of speakers, trained and untrained. So if you've been trained in speaking, you're going to feel much more confident about it because you know what works. You know how to engage an audience. You know that your talk will be interesting because you know the techniques. You've been trained. If you haven't, then you're really just taking a guess. And that's often what can make people feel so nervous. So learn the skills. The second step to feeling more confident is to use some kind of grounding and relaxation techniques. So I use meditation. That really helps me. I focus on the breath, for instance, and then I allow myself to feel more calm and more centered. And then the anxiety and the other thoughts just subside. That's the effect of just meditating on the breath. A feeling of peace, stillness, and calm arises. So then if I'm about to deliver a talk, I'm feeling a little bit nervous, I'll do some breathing meditation. This is really, really helpful. And it's such a simple technique. Just focus on the sensation of breath at the tip of your nostrils until you feel calmer. And then from this calm space, then you can speak. But it's about feeling calm and centered and grounded first. That's ever so helpful if you want to feel more confident about delivering a talk. The third step to being more confident is managing imposter syndrome. So this comes up a lot in my coaching, and it comes up in a lot of conversations where people tell me about their imposter syndrome and they've got this voice, telling them, who are you to be speaking about this stuff? I'm worried about being caught out, that they're actually a fraud, all these kinds of things. And this can be really, really tough. So it's about understanding your imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome is a type of fear that arises within the mind. When you think about the function of fear, what is that? The function of fear is actually to keep you safe. So your fear isn't your enemy. It's not something you need to battle with or conquer. Your fear is there to keep you safe. It has a function. So you need to acknowledge it and have a conversation with that fear. So what is going on? You're acknowledging the fear. Okay, I understand there's fear arising in my mind. It's appearing as imposter syndrome with these voices telling me I can't do this, or people will see that I'm not really an expert when you are. So when these thoughts arise, then we need to deal with them. And how do we deal with them? We have a conversation. You say something like, I get this. This is my fear coming up to keep me safe. But you know what? I reassure you, I've got this under control. I know how to do this. I'm an expert in this field. And today I'm going to really do my best to give this talk. So say something that's reassuring. Instead of fighting your fear, you're acknowledging and accepting those feelings, understanding them for what they are, which are feelings of fear. And then when you do that, those feelings of fear will start to subside and it won't be so distracting and undermining when you deliver that talk. So follow those 3 steps if you want to feel more confident in your next talk.